what it's all about, like just giving, provide value to people, and good stuff will happen.
Yeah, without the expectation of getting something in return.
Exactly.
It's like if you want to have what Zig Ziglar once said, you can have everything in life that you want if you just help enough other people get what they want.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
I like
love that quote. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Tim here with the TMA Connection, sponsored in part by the Markland Advantage of Berkshire Hathaway Penn-Fed Realty. We got a phenomenal guest in the house. He's been in the real estate business for 3 years. He was a former Maryland State Trooper. He's licensed in Maryland, PA, and the TMA real estate team has him on our team. It's our new team member. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast, Mr. Adam Thatcher.
Wow, great intro, Tim. That was awesome.
There's a clapping.
Oh, nice, nice. There's the sound.
Oh, man. I'm so glad to have you in this office right here, right now, but also in our team. This is super exciting for me. I'm super pumped. Dude, how you doing?
Dude, I'm doing good, man. It feels good to be here.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Before we get into anything, let's give everybody a little bit of a background about who you are, where you come from.
Sure, man. So, Hartford County boy, born right here in Bel Air. Went to Southampton, C. Milton. Played some sports, played volleyball, baseball. Had 2 brothers growing up. Ended up going to college to study criminal justice. Mm-hmm. So I kind of got into that space. Went to Stevenson University 4 years, studied the criminal justice undergrad. 2 years in, I thought I was going to be going the attorney route. So I thought I was going to be a lawyer. Ended up going away from that about halfway through. Went down the law enforcement track because my dad's brother ended up being a Hartford County sheriff. Okay. So he's been in that department for a long time. So I wanted to sort of go those, follow his steps and be a cop. So got into law enforcement.
Wow.
That was my first main career.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were there for, about 6 years?
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
So what prompted you to jump into the real estate business?
Yeah, so real estate came, right at the end. Before I was a cop, I did a little construction, painting, whatnot. But the law enforcement career was great in the beginning. You get your feet wet. It's a lot of fun. It's really rewarding. Mm-hmm. But towards the end there, it can be, you have to be a special type of person, to get into that field. And quickly I was realizing it's going to be tough to do this for the rest of my life. So for a lot of reasons, I was looking to get into something else. But right around, beginning of 2020, me and my wife, excuse me, we found out we were having our first baby.
Awesome.
So yeah. So, that pretty much, was the final straw, put the nail in the coffin. I was like, I gotta find something else to do, with my career. So, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I need to find something. And I had a really good friend, Ashley at the time, and, she has been in the business a long time. And she kept telling me, you need to get your real estate license. You're so good with people. It's really rewarding. I think you'd be great at it. So I decided to give it a shot.
Wow.
Got my license, took the classes, and, I got licensed in mid-2020.
Okay.
Did it part-time for a while there while I was still a trooper.
Okay.
And right when our son was born in March 2021, and that was like the last day that I was a cop. I never went back.
Went on paternity leave and never returned.
Exactly. I'm sure some people got mad about that. But
oh, no.
It is what it is.
Sayonara, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I would tell you the state of law enforcement and everything in our society right now, it's tough. And my dad being Baltimore City retired, he's... Yeah. It's a struggle to see what's going on. So
it's changed so much, and everything you see in the media, it's so disheartening. And nothing bad about Hartford County is a great county to work in, especially as law enforcement. But overall, the state of everything is just so difficult to be in that field. So
well, we're not going down that negativity pathway, right?
No.
We're on the positive now because you're here with the Markland Advantage, our team, and what do you like most about being in real estate? Yeah,
that's a great question. I think, well, of course it's flexible, and that was one of the reasons I I chose this job is because the scheduling is great. You choose what you want to do when you want to do it. But really, the most rewarding thing for me is working with the first time home buyers. And seeing their faces and their reactions when they get that message that their offer got accepted. And helping them get all the way from contract to close, and then settlement day, and they so emotional and they can really see everything come to fruition, and it really is the best feeling, especially friends, helping them out, guiding them through this process, which can be difficult and daunting for a lot of people.
Sometimes can, absolutely. You just try to create as smooth of a process as you can.
Yep.
And set the expectations too, to say, hey, this could happen, or this could happen, so that if it does, there's no real big surprise there.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. What's your biggest challenge in real estate?
Well, now there's no houses for sale, so I think
the inventory's low.
I think that's everyone's challenge right now.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy. But yeah, just this market in general, it kind of goes off the same thing, but buyers or sellers, just helping them understand, what to expect, moving forward in this process, especially with buyers, and then dealing with that, emotional connection to a house they make an offer on, and then when they don't get it once, not twice, but sometimes 6, 7, 8 times, you go through this process and try to guide them, emotionally, and trying to almost be a therapist to them.
Yeah.
Which can be tough. You don't think about that when you get into real estate.
You are a therapist.
You wear many
therapist,
hats.
A parent. A lot of hats. Absolutely. Wow. Well, man, we are really flying through this interview, brother. I mean, it's great. You said you have a wife. Her name's Ashlyn, and then you have a son.
I do.
Jackson. And he's just turned 2?
Yep, St. Patrick's Day.
Day.
Just turned 2.
Wow. Are the Thatchers going to have another child in the near future, maybe?
Boy, it's certainly in...
I'm going to put you on the spot right now. Shout out to Ashlyn.
Yeah, get ready. No.
Let's clip this one.
Yeah, it's in the works. It's potential.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's funny. Well, let's. The whole purpose of this podcast was to just give you a good introduction to Adam, but let's wrap it up with the five final questions. The final five.
Final five. Rapid fire.
All right, you and Ashlyn get a date night out.
Right.
Just you and her.
Excuse me.
Does that happen often?
Doesn't happen often.
Okay.
Not with the baby.
All right. Well, if you get that special night where you guys get to go out, where are you going to take her out to dinner?
Oh boy, the way you phrase that put me on the spot.
Yeah.
Man, we like a lot of places. We don't go out to eat very often. If we do, it's not super fancy, but we like the Cheesecake Factory, and the one in Towson there, and we'll shoot by and just kind of relax and have a nice big slice of cheesecake at the end.
they have like 89 different varieties of cheesecake or something. It's crazy.
Yeah, the menu is the biggest menu I've ever seen from any restaurant.
Oh my gosh.
But it's cool. But
so shout out to Cheesecake Factory. Yeah. All right. Favorite thing to do with Jackson?
Favorite thing?
Father-son.
Yeah. Man, nothing in particular, but I think just being with him, man. Like, doing whatever, hanging out, because he's a huge goofball now. He's running around.
The twos, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, just slamming himself into the couch, and, he loves vampires and pirates. He's obsessed with pirates.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just hanging out, walking around outside, and just watching him, grow up and be a goofball. It's incredible.
Yeah. There's nothing like it.
No, there's not.
Yeah. When you're not working, when you're not hanging with your family, what's something that you like to do in your free time? Just for Adam. Yeah. Man, playing sports, Okay.
Still
playing?
I still play volleyball a lot. It's a big part of my life. And, I still play probably once or twice a week, try to stay in shape. It's getting hard now, though. Just turned 30, so...
I tell you what, that's when the aches and pains started on me, man.
Oh, yeah. I can't walk in the morning for like 30 minutes before I get warmed up,
Woo! Yeah. And you guys play 2 nights a week? Is that up at Naughty Dogs in Churchville?
Yep. They have a bar restaurant up there in Churchville, and they have a sand volleyball court right on the side of it. So It's pretty cool. They have league nights every night of the week. But I only play one of those nights.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't do more than that, otherwise I'll be in trouble.
Bring a paramedic and a pair of knees.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, being a previous coach of volleyball.
Yeah.
I love to see the old players that I had that are still playing.
Yeah.
They're still playing. They're still into it. They got different adult leagues or whatever. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty incredible sport too, because football, baseball, basketball, basketball is different, but you can't really play football when you get into your 30s and 40s. It kind
unless you're Tom Brady.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Unless you're playing professional and you're like the GOAT.
Right.
But volleyball's something you can play just pick up as long as you have a net and 4 guys or even girls. You can play co-ed.
Yeah.
There's so many different formats, and you can play well into your 50s and 60s. I've seen guys out there just crushing it.
Yeah.
So you can play forever.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. A book or a podcast recommendation?
Let's go podcast.
Okay.
I could say TMA because it's an amazing podcast.
So many people do.
Yep, but I'm not going to go that route.
Hey, you know what? Real quick on that, okay? Real quick on that?
Sure.
Just looked it up this morning. We have gone over 1,000 downloads on this podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, man. We're growing, baby. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff now, folks, right? All right, so go ahead. Podcast recommendation.
I think one that I've listened to quite a bit, and it actually got me pretty interested in real estate to begin with, was the Bigger Pockets podcast. It was Brandon and David Green. He hosts it now, I think, David Green, but they've had over 500 or 600 episodes, and just really good information about real estate in general, but real estate investing as well for the common person.
Yeah.
How to get your feet wet, and how can you start owning real estate, which is such a huge way of building wealth in this country. It's the biggest way, in my opinion.
Yeah, probably one of the best resources out there for the person that's getting into it, and there's so many avenues with real estate that
100%.
And they really do cover it all. Their website's phenomenal. Their podcast is phenomenal.
Yep.
They got a lot
and
of,
it's all
and
free.
It's all free content.
Yeah, it's insane. Like the value you get from and I would be working as a cop, and just listening to this podcast all day, so I could rifle through so much content, and the fact that it's all free is unbelievable.
So is that what the state troopers are doing in their cars when they're in construction, getting time and a half? They're listening to the podcast, the Bigger Pockets podcast, and the TMA Connection.
Of course.
Shout out to you guys out there. Thanks for keeping us safe. So, a couple more questions. On this show, we like to take the time for a guest to acknowledge somebody who has made a significant difference in their life. And a lot of people say mom, dad, which is natural. But,
of course.
And if that's the person, great, right? But who's one person that you would like to acknowledge as being somebody that has just made that significant impact?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, of course I could say mom, dad, like everyone else. Yeah, my dad's an incredible guy. He's made me who I am today. But I'm going to go out of the box on this one. I'm going to say Rob Lewandowski. He was a high school volleyball coach for me and a bunch of my buddies. So, we were all baseball players at the time. And going into freshman year, he was the varsity volleyball coach, but just made a huge impact right away, and not just a good volleyball player, but an amazing coach. And he really showed us how fun the game could be. So, he sort of shifted all of our thoughts from baseball over to volleyball. And me especially, my primary sport became volleyball after that. Over the years, volleyball has just become such a big part of my life. I played in college. That's how I met my wife, playing a pickup game when we were probably 19 or 20 down at the Boys and Girls Club in Bel Air. So, without volleyball, I wouldn't have met her. I've met all of my closest friends, everybody in our wedding. All volleyball.
All volleyball.
It's such a tight community here in Hartford, and everywhere too, the volleyball community in general. But, it's something that would have never happened if he wasn't there to, spark my interest in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just wild.
I think there's just a handful of times in our life where a decision that we make or a person that we meet can completely take us in two different directions.
Right.
And I think just listening to that's one of those moments. So it's really defined who you've become based on one high school coach.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's what they say, everyone thinks it's not, they can't be that important. But yeah, a high school sports coach, can completely, change the shape of your life. So
Rob Lewandowski.
Shout out,
Rob. Good job, man.
Yeah.
You made a difference, brother. Well, I want to acknowledge you, my friend. I am, again, super excited that you've joined this team. I can tell that you just have an extreme work ethic. You really put your heart and soul into working with buyers and sellers, and you do have the right approach when it comes to keeping people first, and that's what we're all about. And I've known that from the very beginning. And you're here now. We're gonna do some great work together and really just help a lot of people and grow this business and grow our presence in the community and make a difference in the lives of a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
100%, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's what it's all about, like just giving, provide value to people, and, good stuff will happen.
Yeah, without the expectation of getting something in return.
Exactly.
It's like if you want to have, what Zig Ziglar once said, you can have everything in life that you want if you just help enough other people get what they want.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
I like that
quote. I love that quote. All right, last question. If people want to reach out to you, whether it's for buying, whether it's for selling, whether it's for volleyball, whether it's for anything, where can people connect with you?
Yeah, socials, I'm on Facebook, Insta. I think I'm just Adam Thatcher on both. So all my information's there. It'll be linked in the TMA website.
Yep.
All my info's there. You can get a hold of me any way you want.
What's your phone number?
Phone number 443-752-2174.
And, of course, we would be remiss not to put the office phone number out there, which is 410-515-5300. Shout out to the Real Estate Commission on that one. So, Adam, you did a phenomenal job.
Oh,
you were a little hesitant about doing it.
Come on,
but this was awesome. You did a great job.
It was fun, man. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Well, hey, look, if you haven't subscribed to this podcast, there's many ways that you can do it. You can do it through Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, anywhere you can download a podcast, we're there. And if we're not, let us know. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube and see the actual video portion of this. And we're on Facebook and Instagram at the Markland Advantage, and TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Big TikTok
presence, brother, at TMA Real Estate. So, again, Adam Thatcher, thank you for coming in, my friend.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Until next time, folks, live your life to the fullest, and we'll see you soon. Take care.
Take care.